This is just a test I'm conducting of the new and improved inverter wiring. These are 4 General Electric 60 watt Pro line lamps. That's the remainder of the case because they come in a case of 6. It's a 55 watt Helicrap compact fluorescent lamp. 3 of these Philips 12 watt LED lamps. Slightly on the warm side, but they've only been operating for a couple of minutes. That's a 15 watt, 135 watt, 150 watt security 3-way lamp. And so far everything's running okay on the 1200 watt inverter. What I did is I took the cable set that originally fed the Sunforce inverter and wired that up in parallel with the existing cable set. But what I also did is I cut the plastic coating that had originally been on these, because these were originally crimp terminals, cut that off and I tinned them and soldered them. So those are now soldered connections, which are a lot more secure, and they aren't getting anywhere near as warm as they did when they were crimped, because the metal contact is a lot better. And what I did is I put in 50 ampere fuses in each of the fuse blocks feeding it. And the 70 ampere fuse that was originally feeding this inverter is now as a current protection for the Sunforce, and that's now got these big, much bigger 4-gauge cables feeding it. So these will now be able to operate at their rated capacity. And inverter, or the bus connections, are staying nice and cool, which is good. Even though this thing's probably got an operating current right now of probably about 45 amperes or 50 amperes, but it's split between the 2 cables. And the inverter's staying nice and cool, so good sign. Test has been running for a couple minutes now, and batteries are still at 12.1 volts. Because even with this big load, they're still being run at no harder than 1/14 of their capacity per hour, which still isn't too hideous. And batteries are staying nice and cold. Good sign. Yep. Bit on the warm side, but then again, they're LEDs, and ideally these are for places like outside or in unheated outbuildings or walk-in freezers or places where it's normally very, very cold. Yep. Alright. Probably continue this test for a couple more minutes just to see if anything abnormal happens, but so far so good.